So it's now day 87 of the vlog, and it's now under 20 days until the Ultra Challenge. That is unbelievable. It's obviously Bank Holiday Monday today as well. And I was just having a think, when I was looking back at the last week, what was kind of been the general theme? Essentially, I've been looking at sort of things like inspiration. So if that's been listening to sort of music that has a certain tone or mood to it, whether that's been looking at ways to cope if you hit the wall, and just all these sort of strategies, again, inspiration for writing or whatever. I'm going to kind of finish that today with one more thing, and that's looking at inspirational quotes or lyrics. Because one thing I missed when we were listening to music was like the words. I felt like I really needed those words just to inspire me. So I sort of had a little look on the internet to try to look for some sort of famous sporting quotes and just famous quotes in general, famous lyrics in general, and just see if I can use them today to motivate me and ultimately motivate me on the day. Hopefully by the end of the day come up with my own motivational quote. I've said a few in these videos before: listen to your body, form is temporary, class is permanent, all those sort of ones that, essentially they're a motto that you live your life by, aren't they, really? So yeah, we're going to have a little look at them today with a quiz as well, so you have to guess essentially who said it. I didn't actually find many really famous sports quotes, so it was actually quite difficult. However, I've come up with a couple of games today which I'm going to use for running and walking, from famous quotes and famous lyrics. So yeah, I'll explain that in the next video. But yeah, already had breakfast, already done the sit-up. It's time to get ready for a run. Okay, so the game we're going to play is essentially inspired by two quotes. So one from Usain Bolt, where he spoke about manners, and he essentially said that you need to say good morning to everyone you pass because manners matter. Now, I did that a little while ago on a walk where I said morning to 5 people, and they all said morning back. I'm going to do one stretch to the seafront today. Everyone who's facing me, I'm going to say good morning. See how many say it back. There was also an ad from Adidas which said about count out loud the people you kind of overtake, something along those lines. And I'm going to see, are there more people that face me during my run and who I say good morning to, or am I going to go past more people who, are going the same direction as me and I've got my back to them, and I'm just going to count out loud as I go by them as well, essentially. So just a little sort of tally, essentially, just to keep my mind busy and just another strategy, really. So yeah, we'll give that a try. It's really cold out there today, as you know, so I've got all my hat and stuff back on, but don't worry, these quotes are going to motivate me today to go through any challenge I face. Okay, so just heading onto the seafront now. It's very windy. The rules are pretty simple. As I said, if someone's facing me, I'll say good morning anyway. But essentially, I'm going to see if I overtake more people who are going the same way as me or more people coming towards me. I reckon I'm going to have more people coming towards me than me going by them. So let's give it a try. Looks like I'm in an overtaking phase at the minute. 1, 2, 3 in front, so 3-0 at the minute. Going this way, it's going to be 6 in a minute. 6-1. I've overtaken 6, only one's come towards me. Currently 6-4. I'm going to start saying morning to a few people. Let's see. Usain Bolt, as he said, manners matter. Come in. Nothing on that one. Try this person walking, that was a run, but they didn't take a breath. Here we go. No, it's not me today. I don't know what I've done, maybe it's the hat. This is morning to 3 people, they all said nothing. Maybe it's because they've enjoyed their bank holiday weekend too much. Or it's just annoying me running around with a phone on my hand. It is now, count 2 as 1, so that is 15, 15 people overtaking, 12 coming towards me. Let's see if I can get morning off this guy. I think he was quite out of breath, to be fair. Right, we got this lady now. Let's see if I can get someone. That's 4 now. No, that's 5. I give up. There we are. Got to the end. I overtook 21 and had 17 facing me, so that's not too bad. Overtaking 1. As you just saw, people weren't feeling quite as friendly today. I didn't get any good mornings back, but to be honest, it was very windy. A lot of people were pushing themselves very hard, so maybe that was probably more why rather than it just being me. However, Whitney Houston, I just saw a lyric or a line from one of her songs where she said she doesn't want to walk in anyone's shadow. Now, the plan was going to be to go for a walk and see if I could avoid walking in people's shadows. So essentially, literally avoid walking in their shadows as a game. Now, there's a problem. It looks like it's going to rain, so we may not be able to do that one today, but that is okay. Because what I'm going to do instead, if we can't do that today, I'm going to go to the gym and take the car instead so I don't get wet. And what we'll do a walking interval session on the treadmill, because I found out there's some walking interval sessions that you can do. So we'll give that a try as well. I have to say though, when you think of inspirational quotes, there's actually more around than you think. I mean, even my top, I don't know if you can see that. It says, push yourself further. And, there's so many, you go to gyms and they have them stuck to the wall. Football changing rooms too as well. So there are absolutely loads. But if I don't get to do that challenge, we will definitely do that one at some point because I like that. So you're probably wondering why on earth am I on the home treadmill when I've just been at the gym? Well, I'm a little bit red in the face. That's because I've had to rush back because it's bank holiday. I didn't realise the gym was actually shutting at midday. So, essentially I've had to come back and finish my workout here. But that's okay, as the saying goes, the comeback is always greater than the setback. And now I've come back home, I'm going to finish this workout, I'm going to do some weights. I'm also going to have a look, you're going to see in a minute some inspirational quotes related to certain sports. I'm going to test them out by doing those sports and see if they inspire me during them. So tennis, there was a boxing one, stretching one, and there was a couple more current off the top of my head. We'll do them one by one, and we'll see if they inspire me to complete those challenges. But can't believe that. Use of this time as I can as I'm doing a workout. So before I do the other bits, let's do my quiz. So the quiz today, again, obviously on the theme of famous quotes, famous words. So there's 10 questions, or 10 rounds essentially. There's going to be a quote. So it's going to be from either a sports person, it's going to be some song lyrics as well, and there's a political one at the end. And basically you have to guess out of 2 people that you see in the picture who said it. Now, some are really easy, I think. Some you'll know anyway, others aren't. But I'm going to keep the sort of photos up for sort of 7-8 seconds. Pause the video if again you need more time. And I'm going to just share them. As I said, it will say the names at the top, it will say the quote underneath, the picture in the middle, and then I'll reveal each one as we go along. So the famous tennis quote, Billie Jean King and Serena Williams, who said it? Billie Jean King. She said that line about champions. I quite like it, I have to say. I think there is a mentality that you need to be a winner, and that's the mentality I want to make sure I finish a winner on May 24th. Both of them, or David Lloyd, they both like to say the odd controversial thing, and of course there's a big rivalry in cricket. It was Ian Botham. So Ian Botham said about Aussies being pretty bland. But there we go, big and empty. I wouldn't say that if I was out there. So this famous golf quote about winning 20% of the time was Jack Nicklaus. And I have to say, it's very true. You don't have to win every time, you just have to win more than everyone else. If it's just 20%, doesn't sound a lot, it's still 20% that, again, not many other people would have. So, small gains, that's the key. The answer to this one, I think this one's pretty easy. Muhammad Ali. I think there's probably no sportsman more than him that's got famous quotes. There's so many. It's like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You can find many from Muhammad Ali. He was the master of talking. Fantastic at it, just as good as he was at his boxing. Yeah, the answer to this one, the football one, is Bobby Robson. He said the first 90 minutes of the match no support, so essentially the whole game. And that's a very important motto, again, for my training. Every training, run, walk, or rest, whatever matters. Everything I do is essentially to try and get myself prepared. It doesn't matter whether it seems, a little thing and not as big as a hard run or whatever, but those rest and recover moments and whatever, they all matter. The whole thing matters. First 62 miles of my ultra matters. Yeah, this quote was actually from Paula Radcliffe, and I actually really like it because I think we always talk about pressure, and you think, there could be no more pressure than standing in front of millions of people. But ultimately, it's only the pressure you put on yourself. You might be just as nervous, or that person might be just as nervous standing in front of 100 people as you are standing in front of 2 people doing something. It's only what you put on yourself, so you just need to learn the best way to cope with pressure yourself. A lot of the time, I think it's just trying to smile and enjoy it. That's what I think works for me. So the next part of the quiz is song lyrics. So some that, may say walking or running, or they might just be songs that, I listen to potentially when doing training because they've got a fast beat or anything like that. So yeah, essentially now you're having to work out what band used these words in one of their songs, so the lyrics for one of these bands. Okay, so the first one is Bee Gees, and it was the song Staying Alive, which of course was the song I used to do CPR on SpongeBob, so I thought that one was very relevant, and it talks about walking as well, so yeah, double bonus for that one. Bee Gees was the answer. Definitely one for my brother, this one. The answer to this was Oasis, and the song is Hello. It's a very fast song. If anyone's ever heard it, it's great for the gym if you want to do a more intense exercise. And of course, it mentions the weather, which is raining at the minute, but of course, it's been brilliant, and it's certainly been making my day during this training. The answer to this one is AC/DC, and the song is Highway to Hell. I like how it says nobody's going to slow me down. Nobody's going to slow me down. I'm going to control my own pace, my own destiny on the ultra. So, and through all the training, I've been controlling the pace. And I just thought that was a really good song to listen to as well. It's a happy song, quite aggressive. So yeah, it's another good one to listen to the gym. The answer to the last one is a political quote, as you can tell. Winston Churchill, it had to be. It's obviously VE Day coming up on Thursday as well, so we're going to try and do a VE Day themed thing that day. And of course, it says if you're going through hell, keep going. And I think that's going to be a case with the ultra. There's going to be tough moments. There's been tough moments on the train and stuff that you don't see. And it's just a case sometimes to just work out the best thing to do. Just keep going, one foot in front of the other. And I actually think that's a quote I can definitely use on the day to motivate me. So yeah, the last one's Winston Churchill. Hope you like the quiz. That's the end of this one.
Quote you just see is a yoga based one, but essentially it's about stretching, saying I bend so I don't break. So essentially you need to stretch so you don't break yourself, you don't snap any muscles or whatever. So I'm going to see if I can touch my toes today because my hamstrings have been really tight. So we're going to give it a try. Let's see if I can touch my toes. 3, 2, 1. I'm nearly there. I can't quite reach them. As you can see, I'm just above. But the problem is, if I went any further, I think I would definitely break. So I'd break if I did bend anymore. So I kind of like the quote. It certainly doesn't work for me, though. A little bit of stretching isn't a bad thing, though. I do agree with that.
Right, so we know my punch bag's not going to hit me back, and essentially I don't really want to punch myself in the face, so I'm going to gently tap myself in the face a little bit so I can feel it, because it says that obviously everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So yeah, we'll test that theory out. Okay, here we go. 3. Oh, I'm scared. 2, 1. Bit harder. Oh, come on, Harry, be braver. 1 more. Headphone got me. Well, I do have a plan. I'm planning not to do that again. So, yeah, not sure I agree with that quote. I get its meaning. I'm not punching myself in the face, though. So essentially, the quote here from Prince Philip is saying that, you know, these can be dangerous as well. A cricket bat can be dangerous. I think that's what he meant anyway. But I've got a real cricket ball and my treadmill's here. Now, the challenge I'm setting myself, I'm hoping I'm not a merman, I'm not going to break anything. I'm going to try and hit the ball up 10 times, cricket ball, a proper one here, by the way, over my treadmill. So I better not drop it, otherwise it might break it. So I've got to do 10 hit-ups without all falling. So I've got to hit it 10 times, and let's hope it doesn't hit the treadmill and break. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to keep going. I saved it. I'm not a madman, and thankfully I can put this away now because I don't want it in my hands. Obviously, a very famous tennis player. Basically, he says when you lose, you need to learn lessons. I do think you learn more when you lose, to be honest. I've already learned something. I don't have a tennis racket, so I can't do the challenge I was planning to do anyway. So how about I try juggle some tennis balls? Is that juggling? That's just throwing it to the other hand, isn't it? Okay, let's try with 3 anyway. Some people are amazing at juggling, aren't they? Right, here we go. The lesson we've learned here is I can't juggle, and I don't think I need to do it for an ultra challenge, so we won't do it anymore. I've just found a tennis racket, so rather than juggling 3 tennis balls, I'm going to see if I can keep all 3 balls on the tennis racket as I hit it up. Let's give it a try. I'll go get it. Okay, are we ready? The important lesson to learn here is when you've learnt a lesson, don't go back and make the same mistake twice. The last one is from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, if you don't know who he is, essentially he's built quite similar to me, really. Pretty strong guy. And what he says essentially is the final reps are the most important when you feel the pain. So the last 3 or 4, essentially it's like no pain, no gain. So I'm going to do some weights. I'm going to basically go until I just cannot lift them anymore. Let's see how I get on. I reckon I can do about 3 more. Right. As much as I think that's a great quote, and I do agree, no pain, no gain, essentially, just be careful. Don't overdo it. Don't go silly. And if you're going to do those things, don't shout. So we've looked at a lot of famous quotes and inspirational quotes and stuff today. Now it's time to make my own one. So I've got a few ideas. I think I've decided on one now as well. So what's going to happen is I'm going to write it on a bit of A4 paper, and it's going to go on top of it's going to go on my wall just above my desktop, essentially. So every time I'm on it, it can inspire me ahead of the ultra challenge, and hopefully then I'll be motivated for the day. So yeah, let's write it out. stick it up, and then I can reveal it for you. I ran out of room. I've done it on the paper. You'll half see it now. Start again. Right, I'm not going to bubble write it. That was a waste of time. It is time to reveal my inspirational quote. Well, SpongeBob's going to sort of stand next to it for me and read it as well. But are you ready? I'm very happy with it. Okay, let's go up. So it says, always put your best foot forward, and if you're not sure which one that is, it's the one with the least tape on. Harry A, ultra athlete. So let's have a look which foot that would be. Well, that one's got nothing on it at the minute, but that one does. So it's my left foot is going to go forward first, because that's the one is my best foot. Right, time to go for a walk. For today, I hope the quiz wasn't too difficult for those who have taken part in it. I think there are a lot of famous quotes in there. As I said, you see it in like football sort of dressing rooms and certain gyms. There's loads of things that are written on walls and whatever to kind of motivate people. As I said, I think you just got to find the one that kind of matters most to you. I think for me, it's always sort of listen to your body. I think I've said that more than anything else. So that for me is the key. Sometimes these messages that say push yourself harder, push yourself further, like the back of my top says, just got to be a little bit careful with those sort of ones as well. As I said, they can mean well, but ultimately you've got to consider how you feel. So always listen to your body. That's the main one for me. In terms of tomorrow then, so saying about sort of looking after yourself, we're going to look at health again, but sort of general health tests that you can maybe do and use at home just to kind of assess if you're as healthy as you think you are, because we always think we're in good health, but maybe sometimes we're not as healthy as we think, or maybe we're healthier than we think. And there's certain tests you can do, and I'm going to look at sort of the strengths and weaknesses of some of them as well, because they're not all perfect, that's for sure. But I hope you enjoyed this one today, and catch you later.